Good afternoon. This week's devotion is What Happened to Celebrating. Our church's women's study this year is on celebrating the Sabbath. And one of the things it deals with is how the Sabbath often becomes seen as a chore. We teach our children that they all have to sit still, they have to be quiet. We teach them that that's how you're supposed to behave in God's house. That's more like what the Pharisees taught than Jesus. Jesus held children in his lap. Jesus went to weddings and dinner parties. God's will for us is to joyfully sing God's praises all the day long. If we have lost the joy of being in God's presence, then we're doing something wrong. The psalm for this week reinforces that. Listen to Psalm 98, verses 4 through 8. Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Break forth into joyous song and sing praises. Sing praises to the Lord with the lyre and the sound of melody, with trumpets and the sound of the horn. Make a joyful noise before the King, the Lord. Let the sea roar and all that fills it, the world and those who live in it. Let the floods clap their hands and the hills sing together for joy. God didn't sit stiffly with Adam and Eve in the garden. God walked with them in the beauty of creation. Jesus is God, and my favorite image of him is the picture of the laughing Christ. God's will for us is joy and praise. And so often our worship seems more like a dirge than a song of joy. I told this story at our women's meeting today. When our younger son was in preschool, the church I served merged with another church that had a praise service. And on the first Sunday we met together, when the band started playing, all of the preschoolers from the church that I was coming with got up in the front of the first row and began to dance. And all of us moms and dads were mortified and went to try to retrieve our wayward children. Thankfully, the head of the praise team said, "Wait, don't stop them. That is the purest praise I have ever seen. Let them dance in joy to God." So we let them. Reminded me of when the disciples tried to stop people from bringing their children to Jesus. Jesus told them not to stop them, that to enter the kingdom, we need to be like those children. Maybe that means we need to dance with wild abandon before God. And it made me wish that I had more opportunity to dance with God. But then I remembered all the youth conferences where I did all the silly Energizer dances with the youth. But the real image that popped into my head this afternoon was from Dragon Con. John Paul and I really love the Celtic folk band Emerald Rose. We know nothing about Celtic folk dancing, but the band would invite people forward and we would go forward and dance and jump and twirl. We would grab hands with strangers in their Hobbit or Firefly cosplays, and we would spin and dance with wild abandon and usually end the night with laughter. We loved them so much we bought several of their CDs, to which I would dance in my kitchen making dinner. So I would like to close the devotion today with a couple of quotes from the Emerald Rose song, The Merry Mayfolk. It is one that I love to attempt to Irish step dance to while I am in the kitchen making dinner. And I think it fits the way that we should worship God with our whole being, with joyful, wild abandon. The chorus goes, "Come up, come in with streamers, come in with boughs of May, come green and white and trip the lawn till night becomes the day. Jump up and dance the tomfool, jump up and duck the leap, jump up and wake the people that the parson puts to sleep." And then there is a bridge later in the song that said, "At Easter dawned our Morris, ere Pentecost or May. The words we sing are different, but the tune's not far away. So stand with us, join hand to hand, and raise a sacred call. We sing of life arisen. We sing of glory risen. We sing that love is risen again, and love is Lord of all." So when you worship, when you go to church, when you do your devotions or pray at home, never forget we were created for joy. And according to the Westminster Catechism, which I think is one of the stuffiest, most unfun documents in my religious tradition, it even says that the very first question in the Catechism, what is the chief end of humanity? The answer is to glorify God and enjoy God forever. Being in God's presence should bring us the greatest joy. So have a blessed and joyful week.